back the court decision, told reporters that following the court injunctions, Adams Oshiomhole is in no position to issue any instruction, as doing so will be illegal, null and void. He explained that his intervention was based on information that as soon as the court pronouncement became public, the suspended chairman allegedly instructed the APC National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Issa Onilu, to issue a statement announcing Waziri Bulama as acting National Secretary. The vice chairman said the public should know that any decision that Oshiomhole makes henceforth is an illegal decision and will not hold. Adams Oshiomhole's suspension was a sequel to an action instituted by one Olawale Afolabi, who described himself as a member of the party, went to court to stop the suspended chairman from performing the functions of the national chairman. And joining me in the studio to discuss this development is political analyst John Wesley. Thank you, John, for staying with us.
Thank you.
Now, I just want your quick reaction to this and what is unfolding now, I mean, as the deputy national chairman and his comments.
You know, like I said earlier,
Yes.
I said these people that were actually faceless before they will surface.
Yes.
And interesting
We're having names now.
Names are coming out, and which means that by this time tomorrow, there will be more names. There will be more people who would pitch their tent either for or against the court injunction, either for or against the suspension. However, it is important to note that the vice chairman should tread with caution. It is important to also mention that the way and the approach that this will follow will be determined by whatsoever the National Working Committee eventually or the council comes up with to say, okay, this is, we agree with it and all of that. There are certain body or there are certain group or committee that are meant to come up to say, okay, we oblige. But I think the issue here, you know, if you were once a student union leader or an activist, there's a way you talk. In my dialect, they will say that "Belela ko labo." So when you say sorry to someone, the person must have a feeling that, do you actually mean the sorry, or you are just saying the sorry just because you want to say it? You know, and then there are some people who feel that when you say sorry, there's a way they accept it. So I think it has to do with the way Adams Oshiomhole talks, the way he addresses issues. So I think this has to do with that, not about whether it's leadership style.
Well, lastly, John, before I let you go now, the APC as a party, as a national party, what do you think they need to take concern of at this moment? I mean, 2023 it's fast approaching, and they are the ruling party.
They should be more concerned about the promises they made to Nigerians across board in all the states where they campaigned. They should be much more concerned about those people who won the elections and the promises they made to the people. They should be checkmating. Are those...
A bill for an act to establish the Southwest Development Commission was also read and passed for the second time. Both bills were sponsored separately by Abubakar Kyari and Ibikunle Amosun. In his presentation, Senator Kyari explained that the eventual passage of the electoral bill would help to bring closer to the people. But two lawmakers, Senators Adamu Bukchawuchua and Peter Nwaboshi, were against the bill, saying it would split up the country. After a series of deliberations, Senate President Hamid Lawan referred the bill to the Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters. He asked the committee to report back to the lawmakers within 4 weeks. The Kano State House of Assembly on Wednesday received 2 petitions sent to the House by a civil society organization and an individual seeking for the investigation of the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II. The petitions were read by the chairman of the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and member representing Somalia constituency, Hamza Masu. The chairman explained that one of the petitions was signed by the chairman of Society for the Promotion of Education and Culture, Mohammed Bello, while the other was signed by Mohammed Mukhtar Jah in Yama. According to the petitions as presented before the legislators, the emir will be investigated over his nonchalant attitudes, which they allege were against the religion, culture, and traditions of Kano people. Following the presentation of the petitions, the legislators deliberated and ordered the Standing Committee of the House of Complaints and Petitions to commence action. The committee, with the Deputy Speaker of the House, Hamisu Chidari, was co-opted to lead the investigation, was given 1 week within which to present his report to the House. Sokoto State Governor and Vice Chairman Nigeria Governors Forum Aminu Waziri Tambuwal has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to leave a legacy that he will be.
We need to respect our institutions. For example, the judiciary. Everybody in Nigeria knows that the judiciary in recent months has been under some tremendous pressure. That is a very obvious fact. We don't need that. What we need is to allow them to do their work and determine each matter on its merit without let or hindrance, without influence of anybody or interference. People who believe in this country and believe that the country can work and who are calling for a new direction for the country, and those who are happy with the situation. These are the two divisions I can see in Nigeria today. And I belong to those who are calling for a new direction of affairs of our country, in economy, in security, in fight against corruption, in good governance and rule of law. I said it's more about institutions, but also you need credible people on the saddle.
The United States Department of State is offering a reward for up to $7 million in equivalents of 2.5 billion naira for information leading to the arrest of Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau. The Rewards for Justice program, which is the counter-terrorism rewards program of the U.S. Department of State Diplomatic Security Service, said this in a tweet on its official Twitter handle on Tuesday. The United States Department of State offers a reward up to $7 million for information leading to the arrest of a terrorist, Abubakar Shekau, leader of the Boko Haram. Shekau has been the leader of Boko Haram since the extrajudicial killing of its former leader, Mohammed Yusuf, in 2009, the tweet read in part. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control has said the decision of the House of Representatives to suspend plenary for 2 weeks is needless. Ihe Kwazu said shutting down the lower chamber of the National Assembly could cause panic and send the wrong signal to Nigerians. He, however, asked Nigerians to curb the spread of fake news by only sharing information from the official sources. Nigeria recently announced its first confirmed case of coronavirus, an Italian who returned to Nigeria from Milan and has since been placed in isolation. The news generated a lot of reactions from people and different precautions on how to further curb the spread of circulated to ensure everyone is safe. Plus, TV Africa went out to the streets of Lagos to see how Nigerians are reacting to the news of the outbreak of the coronavirus.
Virus, which first broke out in Wuhan, China. Nations around the world have been thrown into a state of pandemonium, as not only is the rising death toll causing stir, but the economic implications of that as well. And today, we hit the street of Lagos to find out how aware are the people of coronavirus.
Coronavirus is a deadly disease. This disease came from China to this country.
Coronavirus. Person in a period of time, you don't go even reach a day, so if you kill the person.
From the prescription, we have to cover our nose. We have this nose mask and wear gloves. Wash your hands often with soap, water, but preferably the sanitizer with alcohol in it.
Though many agree to be abreast of what the virus entails and the means of protecting themselves, some others view the virus as some fictional slam. According to them, the pressures of the nation would give no room for the disease to thrive.
The only one thing I understand for coronavirus is coronavirus no fit enter this country. First, the pressure when they for this country yourself, it go make coronavirus die. The heat when they for this country, coronavirus go first do the pressure before he enter this country. Say Nigeria wala yourself, it pass coronavirus wala.
It's a very strange disease. We just all of a sudden we just start to hear about the virus, which I don't know. Some people said that if they manufacture, if they want to invent some vaccines and they want Africans to buy it,